Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. Well, this game started rather quickly. It's a GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG, located on the northeast spawn of Live Oaks, and it's under the command of Mike 1963-1, I should say, and he's headed off into the yard behind the station. Generally the most used spot for firing from this corner, but it's the safest until of course you know where all the enemy have gone. Okay, 15cm howitzer, capable of 600 alpha if it can penetrate through 39mm of armour, and it's got a burst radius of 7.2 meters. First target is a VK who decided to go through the water. Not a good idea. 87 hit points and he tracked him, and he's taking damage, so that means, yeah, Mike's picked up a huge amount of stun assist off that shot alone. So that was a very worthwhile target. Okay, trying to get the 50 TP, working out where he's going. He's pulling back, rounds out. Oh, he stopped, but he still gets splashed for 14. That did appear to be where he was headed, but he decided to stop suddenly. Okay, down on the railway line, we've got a Skoda T56 and an M103. This is a Tier 9 game with Tier 7 tanks in it. Going for the M103, rounds out, fires blind actually. Didn't get to see where that shell went. That's unfortunate, that, because he pulled away before we got to see if he hit him or not. There's always a possibility he might have actually hit that target. Okay, trying to go for the VK 7501K now. Rounds out. Here we go. Well, lands right next door to him for 98 and it stuns him. And I think he's about to get a load of stun assists. Yep. Huge amount, because that VK is now dead. Okay, pick the target. He's going for the T28 HTC because the T29 went behind the building to side scrape off it and use that for cover. In the meantime, we've got a nearer tank, a 50 TP. That's the same one we were firing at before. Getting a bit closer to our teammates, and our team on the railway line seems to be retreating rapidly towards the station, which means the enemy might be coming into sight very soon. And you'll notice he's centered the arc on the lake, which means that he's now at the very edge of his field of fire, which means he'll get massive reticule bloom if he looks further north. The vehicle will have to move. I got a direct hit on that 50 TP and got the stun assist off that one as well. Yeah, always try to center your arc if you can, because that means you won't get reticule bloom when you re-aim. Well, he hasn't done that, and as a consequence he might have problems. Okay, lined it up, rounds out, he's pulling back, and well, he gets some splash at the very least. 153. He's got masses of stun assist out of this game so far, 2,129, but it's these guys who are getting rather close that's getting kind of worrying. That IS will make a nice target. Rounds out, direct hit, 299, and loads of stun assist, and he's down, which means he's even more hit points. And this M103 is coming on quite quickly. We've just lost sight of him as he went into the dip. Okay, we've got a Progesso over there. Mike's having a look at the M103 because he crossed over the railway line, dropped down towards the lake. Unfortunately, at the moment, the way the ground folds there, he can't get a shot. You notice the red line? Yeah, he can't put the round in there. This is where Battle Assistant actually helps, because it shows you if there's a drop and you can't get the shell in. Fires at the SU-130PM. Near immediate hit. That's because they're very close now. They're only a short distance away. So if he fires the shell, there's going to be virtually no delay before it hits the target. Okay, Progesso, line him up. Work out where he's headed. He might back down again after he shoots. Rounds out. Yep. Nice hit for 215. Well, the enemy are now down by 3 tanks, but they've still got 6 tanks out there. Standard reload for this Arty is 25.89, and we can see that Mike's got it down to 21.45, which is actually quite quick. And the SU-130PM's gone, which means now the enemy is really suffering. They're down to 5 tanks, and some of them are very, very lightly light on the health. Trying to get that SU-130PM. Fires a blind shot in, hits the ground again. That terrain problem. Progetto's been spotted again, but he's sticking with the LTTB. No, it's changed to the Progetto because he is a splash kill, and he's out the game. Okay, so we can't see the last 4 remaining ones on the enemy team. One of them's Arty. He's probably back in the dip at G1 and G2, or he could be in the forest right down in the K row. But the LTB, the T20 and the T28 have all pulled back, so we can't see them at the moment. The good news is that we've got a Scorpion on the railway line. He could actually force that route and get in behind. He might actually find the Arty, so that would be useful. But at the moment, everyone seems to be holding back, and the only player who's actually pushing is the Centurion 5-1, and he just found the T28, so Mike's going to try and put a round in. Okay, line it up. He got a bit of reticule bloom there because he's right at the edge of his field of fire again, you see. Rounds out. And he got a direct hit. Didn't see how much in the way of hit points he got, but he did get a direct hit. And he's still got some stun on that guy. And now the stun's gone. So almost about to put another round in there. And RNG says no again and puts the shell on the other side of him this time. But he's still got some stun. Give it another go. Still got plenty of ammo. Rounds out. And another hit. 277. A better hit this time. Now, the enemy just lost their T20, which means now they're down to just 3. No, correction, they're just down to 2 now because the LTTB's gone as well. So we just need to see where that T28 is. We could fire the premium HE at him, the slightly better HE. It's got 10 rounds of that carried this game. Does more damage, but doesn't have any stun. And the problem with not having stun, of course, is that you miss out the stun assist. And well, we can see that Mike's actually earned over 3,000 hit points of stun assist, and that's going to make a huge difference to his classification at the end. Enemy Arty's in sight. He was in the forest. Rounds out. Lands behind the T28, but still stuns him. Looks like our VK4502B is moving in to try and get the kill on T28. Here's a one shot. And there's the kill. And that's it. The game's over. It's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Mike1963_1 in the GW Panther. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 10 in total. And he got a Confederate medal as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. In fact, he didn't kill a single tank, so every tank he hit actually counted towards that total. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the T28 on the enemy team with 3,736 hit points. But he didn't get a high caliber, so either he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, or more likely he fired a shot at one of his own teammates, and that's why he didn't get the award. We can see that the second highest damage, which was the Scorpion, managed to get 3,091 hit points, but he didn't get the high caliber either. So I kind of think that it is actually a case that the T28 didn't get 20%. The highest number of kills in the game actually went to the VK4502 and also the T28. Both had 4 kills apiece, and so did the Centurion 5-1. And we can see that Mike managed to get no kills at all, but he did get 1,811 hit points of damage, which puts him on the high side of the table. And when it came to base XP, Mike was right at the very top, and the reason for that obviously was the fact that he was hitting high to your opponents. He wasn't killing them, but he was doing damage to them, and of course he was getting loads of stun assist off them, and that really did help. So he was assisting his teammates to get damage on the enemy, and that meant that he earned a lot more XP than anyone else. He got 1,263. The next highest scorer was the Centurion 5-1, who got 1,052. And the third highest was the AMX 1357 with 929. Mike fired 15 rounds, got 6 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 13 splash. Damage of 1,811 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but I think he guaranteed that he got the Confederate with that score. 3,164 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. Well, he was picking tanks carefully and actually getting the right tanks to maximize his stun assist, because his teammates were shooting the tanks the moment he stunned them, so it really was effective. 39,475 credits from the game, and after resupply of ammunition, 42,413 credits profit. 1,263 XP times 2 for the first victory, 3,790 experience points altogether. So a very good game there by Mike 1963_1. Now would be the time that I actually mentioned that we're actually sending all the revenue from our channel to the Red Cross Ukraine appeal, but we found out today that Google AdSense, who actually process all of the receipts from the adverts that they place on videos that are placed on YouTube, has been demonetizing people by stealth. They've not been telling them that they've been demonetized, but they've demonetized people who are that they think might be profiteering from the Ukraine war. Now our channel is a games replay channel, so it's not profiteering from the Ukraine war at all. But we have stated to everyone that we are giving all of the proceeds from the channel to the Red Cross Ukraine appeal to assist the refugees. So what Google are doing is that they're putting adverts on these videos when they go onto the channel, and they're keeping all the money for themselves. So it's Google that is profiteering from the Ukraine war and not allowing that money to go to the refugees. So shame on you, Google. You're doing an absolutely despicable thing by keeping hold of that money and not letting the money go to the refugees. This channel is not profiteering from the war. It is not doing that in the slightest, because we're giving all of the money to the Red Cross Ukraine appeal, and we're not profiteering from it. You are, Google. And it's about time somebody did something about this, because it really is bad that they're not only denying those people who are actually fighting the war from actually getting some of the revenue from the news that they're actually providing for people, but they're actually denying people who are actually trying to provide assistance to the refugees and stopping them from earning anything to pass on to the charities. So shame on you, Google. Shame on you. You should have sleepless nights about this, because it's absolutely despicable to take the money from the refugees and keep it for yourself. You're profiteering, Google. Shame on you.